up,
Yes.
see the sun come up over the mountains. It's
Hmm.
God is good. So hey, you're gonna make it
Yes.
happen, Bree. We'll
I
help you make
I
it happen.
believe that. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Robin Jones, what's up?
Hey Jay, what's going on?
We're about to lay it down with Bree here. We're about to show her what's up.
Okay, I told her, I said, I don't want to scare you. I just want to introduce you.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what? I'm a lot to handle. I get it. So, you know what? Hey, you know what though? I have a philosophy in life. If you're not having fun, why are you doing anything? You know, you got to enjoy what you do, you know? I tell people
Absolutely.
if you don't like your job, please for the love of God find something else, you know? It doesn't matter. You know,
And
find
we have fun. We have
yeah,
fun. That's the most important
Mhm.
thing. We have fun
absolutely.
over here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, good to
Yeah.
have you ladies on. Yvette down in Puerto Rico. What's up, girl? I can't hear you, Yvette. Oh, Yvette was trying to turn her mic on. Now her video's off. Yvette's a wonderful person. If she gets that worked out on her end, we'll talk to her. Svetlana, what's up, girl? Svetlana's out in Arizona.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Hey, how are you? Do you have your friend on tonight? Who's on? You said
Yes, I believe we have two guests. Sorry.
awesome.
Yes, so one of them, let me check. One of them is I think he's here. Rulon, you can see he's just
Rulon.
from yes, from iPhone. So he's agent in Utah, also sells insurances. And used to be he won an Olympic game in 2000 in wrestling. So he's
He
famous, huh?
won in the Olympics?
Yep, yep. So he's a big, strong
Rulon,
guy. He sells
say
insurance.
hello.
How we doing?
Man, you look like a guy I wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley, man. You were a wrestler?
Yeah, yeah. I beat a wrestler named Alexander Karelin in the 2000 Olympics. He was undefeated for 13 years, and I beat him to win the Olympic gold medal in 2000 at
Oh
super
my
heavyweight.
God. Congratulations, man. That
Thanks.
is so cool.
Thank
That's
you.
I'm so
awesome.
I mean, wow, man. That is neat. So how long were you wrestling like that? Like from that pro style? Like how long have you been doing that?
So I started, 6 years old. I actually grew up in Wyoming and grew up there, and then I ultimately went to college. Ended up at University of Nebraska and wrestled there, and then I wasn't exposed to because I grew up on a dairy farm, so I wasn't exposed to wrestling and full time wrestling until after really college, and then I jumped into it, and then you learn Olympic wrestling, and I started getting involved, and there was two other heavyweights that were top two in the world, and I had to beat those two to make the Olympic team in 2000, and then
Awesome.
beat them, and then I ended up beating Alexander Karelin. I'm gonna grab one of my business cards. It's my real estate.
Man.
It's my real estate business card, but this is the Russian that I beat to win the 2000 Olympics.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was
Congrat
undefeated. They called him the experiment. So
Man, do you have anything like do you have that match on YouTube somewhere? Oh my gosh.
yeah, no, it's on YouTube. You go to Rulon Gardner, and you'll see me and the Russian, and there's lots of videos about him. He was the baddest ass Russian in the world. He was undefeated for three Olympics, going for his fourth Olympic gold medal, undefeated, never lost.
Oh my God. Well, congratulations. Hey, thank you for giving us your time and jumping on here. How long have you been doing real estate,
So
Rulon?
I've been in St. George, Utah. So I'm just north of Vegas, about an hour and 45 minutes. Zion's National Park.
Okay.
So it's a really destination. A lot of people are moving here. We have really good golf courses, and then the scenic beauty of Utah and living in southern Utah in the desert. A lot of people are coming out of Vegas and California to get away from the craziness.
Yeah, yeah, man. Well, I mean, it's a beautiful place. I mean, I've been running around in those areas a little bit. I haven't been exactly, you said Zion?
Yeah, Zion's National
I,
Park.
I haven't been there. No, I mean, yeah, I got friends that live in Idaho and Big Sky,
Yep.
and they've been telling me to come out there, but that whole area is just gorgeous. That whole mountain range area out there, it's just Amazing.
I grew up about an hour south of Jackson Hole. So
Okay.
I grew up. The only problem about living up there is, during the wintertime, we'd be 20 to 50 below zero. So winters aren't very nice up there.
That's what they told me too. So Rulon, nice to meet you, man. Now, how long have you been doing real estate?
So I've been doing real estate for about 2 years, of course, right when the market kind of downturned.
Yep.
Been doing it for 2 years. I've had 2 or 3 different brokers I've worked with, and it's really hard to find a team and, people to kind of mentor you in that type of stuff. And so it's been a little bit frustrating in that capacity. And then I wanted to do both insurance and real estate. And, in the last, 2 years, real estate's been a little bit tougher. So insurance, we just got done with the open marketplace, and we do every type of insurance in the world. I do home and auto, and so just trying to be diverse. And then it'll be in Tennessee. I don't know exactly where it's at. I'll be there 1st of April doing a speech for a National Roofers Association. So
wow.
yeah.
Well, man, if you're anywhere, you're going to be in Nashville?
It may be maybe Knoxville. It's
Knoxville,
I need to check-
Chattanooga.
yeah, I need to check my schedule, but I'll be out there doing speaking, that type of stuff, because I usually, I won the Olympics, I won the Worlds, and then 2002 I got stranded snowmobiling in Wyoming. I spent 18 hours at 25 below zero, and I survived that. And I lost one toe, one toe to amputation, and then lost the feeling in my feet. Then I still came back and won the Olympic bronze in 04.
Man, I'm glad to know you, brother. You're inspiring everybody right now. Well, hey, I think you're going to like eXp and what we're doing. And Svetlana's an amazing, amazing lady. She's got a big heart. So, Svetlana, I'm really glad you brought Rulon on.
I actually good friends with the broker up in Minneapolis who's with eXp. So I actually went out and did kind of an event they had up in the Minneapolis area, and they're very successful up there. But ultimately it's about the process and the procedures, and that's where I need to get my foot in the door and really start building, a downline, and ultimately, ROI,
Absolutely,
yeah.
man. Well, hey, thanks for your time. I'm going to lay this thing out. I only have one speed, and it's full speed. I mean, it's probably how you got an Olympic gold medal, was just you put your heart in something. I tell people this. I'm either so good I have to believe in what I'm doing, and then nobody backs me off. But if I don't believe in something, I'm the worst salesman in the world. Like,
Jay, can I interfere? Sorry, forgive me? Can I introduce you one more guest? I apologize. Yeah, very shortly, but thank you so much, Jay. I actually have one more guest here, Igor Milanov. From Oregon. He is broker. He has a team, I believe, 4 or 5 agents, and we connected so quickly when he was visiting Arizona. And he's Serbian, I'm Ukrainian, and we just have commonalities a little bit in culture. But what an amazing human being! And I just wanted to share with him what we are up to and see if it's something we can do together or not. But I appreciate both of the time and your time for sharing everything you have done. Yeah, so please don't be shy.
Igor, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, man.
How you guys doing?
Man, we're doing good, man. I'm just hanging out in Nashville. Got you guys on a Zoom. Happy to be here and thankful that y'all are jumping on tonight.
Nice. So I'm up in Oregon. I've been in the business about 10, 11 years.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm currently in a vehicle waiting for my kid, to pick them up from soccer. I'm always doing something,
And he's here.
Yeah. So yeah, Oregon, beautiful area too. Listen, I appreciate y'all being here. I won't take all night. I know everybody's got stuff going on and we're all busy, but I'm really passionate about what eXp can be for all of us, because I don't have a gold medal, but I grew up playing sports and played baseball and football and all that stuff. But I always feel like the collective is the inspiration, like having other people around you that are pushing, we're pushing together. And I really think that's what's made the difference with what we've done with eXp. I will say this, and I don't mean to say this, excuse me, guys. I don't mean to say this to brag or anything like that. I just kind of want you to know the way that we built eXp and kind of what we did. you know, very blessed. There's 90,000 agents at eXp. My beautiful wife and I are in the top 50 in the world. We just out of sheer passion for what we're doing. And so, you know, I just appreciate you guys listening to how I believe about this. And I don't ever try to tell anybody, you know, I'm not selling it to you. I'm just want to explain it because what I've seen in the past, and this, Rulon, you said you know some people at eXp. What I've seen in the past is people don't get it explained and dialed in. Like they think they know what eXp is, but the person that showed them to them didn't really dial in the data because it's all numbers. It's about what you can put in your pocket, the many ways you can make money. So I'm just very passionate about it, what it can be for all of us as partners. So before I get going, and I see Brandon Patrick. Brandon, I know you're in your car. Brandon Patrick, I do want to say something. Brandon, you don't have to talk, and I'm going to get started any second. But I was a waiter, wannabe country music singer in Nashville. When I met Brandon Patrick, I had never sold a house. And Brandon was the first guy that ever said to me, I've been in the business 27 years, so we've sold 1,400 houses as an individual agent. All right. So, but Brandon was the guy that changed my life 27 years ago. So, Brandon, how are you, dude? I know you hadn't been on a Zoom in a while. Turn on your mic and say, hey, bro. All right, Brandon, I'll get to you later. Elizabeth Monarch, how are you tonight? And after we talk to Elizabeth, I'm going to get rolling. What you doing, girl?
Well, you know, living the dream, just busy. And I wanted to be on this call and, you know, it's Jay, I mean, Lonnie is here with me and you hit the nail on the head. So many people have seen the model, but it just wasn't explained the right way. And you just do a fantastic job laying it out. And we're having fun here in Kentucky, growing, you know, enjoying being the broker, enjoying my team and my auction company. So, you know, eXp is where it's at. So I'm just excited to still be here after 7 years. Icon 7 years in a row. So it's real.
You know what, guys? I want Elizabeth, I know she doesn't want to talk about herself, but I'll never forget meeting Lonnie, your husband. And, you know, he didn't even come to look at eXp, but we just kind of connected. And then, you know, he calls me up on the phone and says, hey, I got my wife, Elizabeth, on here. And, you know, I'm just rambling and being crazy like I am. And then she proceeds to tell me, you know, give everybody your background on Keller Williams and, you know, kind of, I mean, Elizabeth is the best of the best of the best, baller ass agent. So go ahead, Elizabeth. Tell them a little bit of your background.
I've been selling for 23 years. I've only been with 3 companies. eXp is my third. I tell people there's 2 of the best decisions I ever made in my life was marrying my husband and moving to eXp. And you know, when I was at year 13, I said, you know, I'm tired of selling 70 plus homes by myself. There's got to be a better way. Everybody's enjoying my toys. Had an opportunity, became an owner of a Keller Williams office, was the team leader, you know, helped grow that office. And at that point in time, you know, I thought 175 agents was a lot. Learned a little bit about leverage, actually sent my husband to hear Jay in Louisville, Kentucky, because I wanted to find out why agents were leaving my office and I wanted to learn how to re-recruit them. And somebody said, you got to hear about this little company called eXp. And I'm thinking, you know, who is this company? You know, and when I saw the model and Jay, you know, Lonnie said, you've got to talk to this guy. You got to talk to this guy. And when I talked to Jay, I said, there is no way there is a company in real estate that is going to give me back the amount of money for selling real estate. And I said, you know, I'm going to sell, I'm going to cap every year. I'm going to icon no matter where I am. But Dave Liniger, Gary Keller was not giving Elizabeth Monarch back that $16,000. And when I asked Jay, I said, this can't be true. And he said, it's real, Elizabeth, do your homework. And I will tell you, I've been very passionate about real estate, helping people, past state president for Kentucky, serve on NAR committees, passionate about helping women, and eXp has it all. I mean, it will be able to allow you to grow your business how you are. And from a broker standpoint, I am now the broker for eXp in Kentucky. I still have a team. I still have an auction company. And I tell people my job is to help you succeed and get to a yes. And our agents love that. They say, Elizabeth, can I do this? Can I do that? And I'm like, hang tight, let's see how we can work this out. And, at a traditional brokerage and even at Keller Williams being a franchise, it was like you had to stay within this box. And that's the beauty of eXp. You can grow it how you want to grow it. And that's what's amazing. So.
You're awesome, Elizabeth. You really are. Tell Lonnie.
Well, Jay, we love you and you're amazing. You and Ashley are so supportive of us. And we love to be able to have an opportunity to leverage you and get people on these calls. And I'm grateful because I will tell you all everything he's going to tell you today, he has been doing for 7 years consistently. He has been providing this to us and helping us grow our business in sales and revenue. So thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. We love you. Are you coming to Gatlinburg?
You know what? I'm at legislative meetings for Kentucky Realtors. So I
you
know
got
I'm
bigger fish to fry.
I'm a past president for life, but I love, you know what? I've been promoting. I've been trying to get people there. So.
Okay, great. Thanks, Elizabeth. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to get rolling, okay? Because I'm gonna bang through this. We're not taking all your night, but I want to make sure something. This is something I'm extremely passionate about. I refuse to let y'all off of this until you understand eXp. And I say that, why is this doing this? Hold on. And what I mean by that is I want you to know what eXp can be for you. And I tell everybody, I do these every Tuesday night and every Thursday night till the cows come home. And, to me, it's about meeting, it's amazing how many people over the years that I go, hey, I remember you on the Zoom 6 years ago. And now you're iconing and you're selling, 60, 80 houses a year. So we really are passionate about it, guys. But it's really, this Zoom is all about what can eXp be for you. I'll share some examples. I'll talk about some things that people did, but that's not anything, but it's really about what you can do and what we as partners, I love that word, partners. That's what whoever invited you to the Zoom, they're not saying, come join my team, come join my franchise. They're saying, hey, what if we could equally align and be partners? And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So it is about building your future with eXp. There's so many different ways to make money here that, I was RE/MAX. I was the youngest lifetime achievement award winner at RE/MAX in the state of Tennessee when I hit it years and years ago. And so when I saw eXp, I was kind of like Elizabeth. I was like, how can this company legitimately let all these agents own their own brokerage? Like every agent, all 90,000, we all are owners. So and the globalness, I saw the big picture of the globalness of eXp. I'm going to give you an example of the connectivity. So me and Ashley were at one of our, big events that they do, and they had a top producer meeting, and we were sitting next to Dylan, who's from Hawaii. And I was listening to Dylan's story. We were sitting right there with, I didn't even know who he was. And I heard his story and I'm like, man, you just inspire me, man. Because he literally gave so much of that credit of that collaboration to just the energy of eXp and the fact that everybody in that room is my business partner and Dylan's. And so we hear those stories over and over. And that's really, stuff like this is what really gets me up in the morning. Like people say, well, is it the money that motivates you? It's really the feeling that I get. Yeah, I like to make money, but I'm never going to compromise my integrity for money. I'm not for sale. So I got to love it, right? I got to believe in it. Our family is an eat, sleep, and breathe real estate family. My wife was Century 21. Her parents, her grandparents owned one of the largest Century 21s in the southern United States. So she grew up around real estate. My son and I run our Nashville business. So my son's kind of heading up everything we do still here in Nashville. We're building 73 townhomes starting in March. So we have a lot going on. So what I'm going to show you, it is real, but we're busy people, right? So we've used these Zooms to be able to connect with people, you know, all over the world. And so that's what I love. But our daughter's also a real estate agent in Huntsville. So just giving you background on our family. Real Estate Trends, which is one of the largest digital real estate publications in the world, called eXp the Amazon of real estate. We didn't make that up for ourselves. They said this company's the Amazon of real estate. And I always ask people, you know what? There's copycats left and right of Amazon. But when you're first to market and you do it right, there's nobody catching Amazon. There's nobody catching Apple. And there's nobody going to catch eXp. Okay, I promise you. We're doing it right. We have a company with zero debt. We have cash money in the bank. We're turning a profit. We're traded on NASDAQ. That's why we're the Amazon of real estate. And I'm going to talk about some other things that are totally like big deal to people that aren't already here yet and why it's better than it used to be. How about that? We're disrupting, right? We disrupted. Just like, you know, Amazon doesn't have the brick and mortar, but Walmart does, right? Netflix, you know, I mean, they just knocked Blockbuster off the face of the earth because, you know what? It's all about, you know, how can we save more money, put more money in the agents' pockets, but we don't have that brick and mortar because we're doing everything, you know, cloud-based through the internet. But we're real people. We don't have robots running eXp. They're real brokers, just like Elizabeth. I mean, that's the level of the brokers we have here. So we're not hiring some Joe Blow broker. We're hiring people like Elizabeth that run freaking the you know, National Association of Realtors for the state of Kentucky. But here's something that I'm really passionate about, trying to get your mind in the zone where you really understand why eXp for you. Okay? So back in the day, a long, long time ago, the Hertz family, they created a franchise model called Yellow Cab. Okay. And so what they would do is they would go around to, you know, towns and they'd say, hey, do you want to, you know, buy a Yellow Cab franchise? And so, you know, whoever would say, yeah, I'll buy one. And then they would sell 20 yellow cars to that franchise owner. And then what would that franchise owner go do that owned those 20 yellow cars? Well, of course, the owner's not going to drive them, right? So they'd go out because they're franchise owners and they go, hey, you drive my yellow car. You drive my yellow car. How about you? You want to drive my yellow car? And that was the old way of, you know, paid transportation like that. So they were really driving somebody else's car and building somebody else's business. Then Uber comes out and Uber's like, drive your own freaking car, make more money, create your own, you know, business through this, have more flexibility, and the rest is history, right? Hang on one second. Rulon got moved. Hold on. What's going on? Hold on. I got to get Rulon back in here. We lost him. Okay. Okay. So I really believe the correlation to an Uber driver owning their own time and business is very parallel because all Uber did was cut the franchise owner a yellow cab out of the equation. How did Uber do it? Technology, and they cut the middleman out, the franchise owner, right? And so that's what we did at eXp. All these companies, you know, Caldwell Banker, every one of them's owned by a franchise. Keller Williams, there's a franchise owner. Remax, where I was there for 17 years, franchise owner. Exit, I mean, I could go on, right? They're franchises and they sell them to an individual. They recruit the agents to their franchise. And it really, what we did is just turn the business around on its head and put the agent above, you know, the agent ownership where you don't have a franchise owner. So now we're, you know, right at 90,000 agents all over the world. This is our founder, Glenn Sanford. Let me say this about this guy. Because I'm a wired up, crazy man. This is how I act all the time. That's why my wife gets up in the morning and says, hey, just give me an hour this morning. You take your energy to another room. I love you. Like, I got a great wife. She's like, but please take this in the other room. Give me 1 hour drinking coffee with my cat. So I try to respect that. But when I met this guy, Glenn, I realized he was the polar opposite of me. Very low key, very Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, smart. He was programming when he was a kid, writing code. This guy is the smartest guy in the room. You know, I'm a C student with energy. This guy is a brilliant man. I will tell you this. When I met him, I knew I would never leave eXp. A couple of reasons, because he created it and he's an honest guy. And I'm going to tell you guys this, and you don't know this guy from Adam, but I know him really, 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 really well. And the thing I've said to him for years is, I've always said the same thing to him. Glenn, what are you doing today to make eXp better for the agent that's not even here at eXp yet? And I've challenged him that always. Glenn, you know my question, because see, here's the thing. It's not about me, it's about we. And if we can continue to get better and make things better for Rulon, who's coming into eXp, and Igor and all the other agents that are coming tomorrow, how do we make it better for y'all? Okay? And that's what Glenn stands for. I'll give you an example, and a lot of people don't know this. We brought, and some of y'all might know Grant Cardone, some of you might not. I really like Grant. My wife's not a big fan, just to be real with y'all. You know, there's a lot of reasons behind that story. I'll tell you that at a different Zoom. But the bottom line is, I'm a big fan of Grant's, and Grant's wife sells at eXp. Okay. And Grant's an edgy guy. He's a little out there. And I mean, I literally talked to Glenn Sanford the day before he brought Grant Cardone to eXp. And we were talking about, you know, the culture of eXp and what we want to do. And Grant's just, he's an amazing guy. So, you know, we're the #1 independent brokerage in the whole world. Okay. We are. And that's based on transaction sides, the amount of houses sold. We're the #1 independent brokerage in the world, according to Real Trends. This was on the 2023. We're already hitting that. They just haven't released. Hang on. I need to let somebody be we got Phil Rice coming in the room. Who's on a laptop right now that wouldn't mind watching the waiting room for me if any other agents jump in here? Anybody on a laptop? I can make you a co-host. No? Yes? Everybody's on mobiles. Okay, we'll just keep rocking. It's all good. We're also the #1 independent brokerage by transactions, according to RSI Media. We're the fastest growing residential real estate brokerage on the planet. We have been that for years. We went from 30,000 agents to 88,000 agents in a blip of 3.5 years. Why are we growing? Because we're giving agents an opportunity to cut a franchise owner out and own their own brokerage. And doesn't matter whether they're a brand new agent or a baller agent. We give everybody the same deal. I'll talk about that in a minute. 441% growth over the past 5 years. We're growing. We're in 25 countries all over the world. Fortunately, Ashley and I, by the grace of God, we have agents in Puerto Rico. Yvette, who's on the Zoom right now, she's in Puerto Rico selling houses. We got agents in Hong Kong selling houses. Personally, we have agents in Australia. It's allowed us to grow. And I tell people all the time, we just don't live my grandpa was a sheet metal man, all right, country boy. We don't live in that economy anymore where it's just, oh yeah, I sell sheet metal within a 50-mile radius. We're connected with people all over the world. So why are our businesses not connected to people all over the world, right? You need to have a business that's global. I'll talk a few things about what we're doing. Hang on one second, guys. Hang on. I'm popping this around. I'm so sorry. Like in Dubai, we have agents in Dubai. Okay. Duani Fadi, that is our managing director in Dubai. I love to quote people when they, come to eXp. Why did you come to eXp? And this is what Duani said. Working with a global company such as eXp Realty not only ensures that you're working with a company, not a franchise, right? It also allows you to build a global sales organization and sales and pipelines. It's about the connectivity. How many referrals are you getting? Are you putting yourself out there to these other 88,000 agents? We have 1,000 agents in South Africa. Ashley and I were invited to South Africa last year. This was a picture of me and Ash in South Africa. I was kind of her water boy that day because she was on fire. So I literally just stood there most of the time and looked at her and said, why are you with me? But I'm thankful that she is. But I tell you what, I've never seen agents, and I'm serious when I say this, because we've spoken a lot of different places. I've never seen agents so just love EXP like the people in South. They were so blessed. The splits they get over there are just disgusting, right? They were just like, oh my gosh, EXP is the greatest thing that ever happened to South Africa. So I want you guys to get your heads in that space, right? It's not just about the town you live in. Emily Morgan, a designated managing broker in Australia. You know, what she said is, you know, it's an amazing opportunity to be part of a community. Just like this morning, we had a Zoom that we were training agents on sales. We weren't pitching EXP. I wasn't doing any of this stuff. All we were talking about is what are you going to do in 2025 to crush it? We had 71 agents on that Zoom this morning, and we're just pouring into each other. So it is that community. But I tell agents, build your own brand. Like, you know, make EXP be the foundation and you be the beautiful castle door, right? So EXP is there to let you be the foundation to help you run behind the scenes. But really, it's about branding yourself and your brand. That's why we're bringing brokerages over left and right. Some of the biggest brokers in the world are bringing their whole brokerages over because you can brand this however you want. The World Holding Company is actually our stock, traded on NASDAQ under EXPI. You know, Glassdoor named us 8 straight years in a row. We were the one of the best places to work. We retain our employees. We have 1,500 employees running the brokerage, running the admin, running your accounting, a whole team of attorneys, everything you can think of. So we have that staff, and the staff doesn't leave. They stay because we have such a great company. Like our retention as a whole is amazing for a company of our size. We were the number 8 best large employers on Forbes. We own, you know, I talk about our stock, right? The stock we owns Success Magazine, which was founded in 1904. And I even have I bought one on eBay, a Success Magazine from 1904. We own that company with our stock. So we're having subsidiary companies that we've acquired, and all that's part of the stock you earn at EXP. We also, we did own Verbella, but we switched to Frame, which is just it's a speedier form of the cloud. If you ever want to go in the cloud and see the Frame, I probably need to get this slide out of there and reposition it with the Frame slide, but it's the community of online offices. We do have a whole AI department. We don't run our company on AI. I'm more of a handshake, kiss babies, give them hugs, all that. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of AI. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I mean, I guess I'm old school, right? But I love to high five people, and I build those relationships. And you know, that's how I was selling 80 houses a year as a solo agent. You know, I just be me. So I mean, look, Ashley uses some AI stuff to do things, but I don't want to base my business on that. Like maybe I'm wrong and you're right. That's a cool. But you know, I tell you what, a hug and a handshake, I just don't know if AI is ever going to be able to beat me on that one. Okay. But who knows? We have a whole division. Soon we'll find out, I guess. We're traded on NASDAQ, right next to Apple, right next to Amazon, right next to Starbucks, right next to PayPal, Tesla, right? So we're a big boy company. You can go look at our financials. We're turning a profit. Okay. We have no debt. We have money in the bank, cash reserves. A lot of companies don't have what we have. So I'm very blessed. Now, I'm going to talk about the split and explain it very detailed so you guys understand this. One of my passion points about even bringing, because when I saw eXp, I saw it just like you're seeing it right now. I was on a Zoom. I had my Apple computer sitting on my backpack in a car. I was showing a house. I bounced over on the side of the road, watched the video, and said, oh my God, if that's real, I'm leaving Remax after 17 years. But the thing that motivated me was the transparency. Like people say, why did you join EXP? Well, I knew that if I could get on a Zoom 7 years later, or 7.5 years, however long we've been here, maybe close to 8, and tell you that you get the same dang deal I got. Like I didn't get a better deal at EXP than you guys. It's the transparency. That's what fires me up. I can say you get the same slice of the pie that I get. You just gotta, if you outwork me, you make more money than me. So I love the fact that everybody gets the same deal and there's no hidden better deals for this guy over that guy. Everybody gets an 80-20 commission split. but it caps at 16,000. So once you've paid in the 16,000, you go to 100% for the remainder of that year based on when you come to eXp. Now, the other part of that is if you hit that cap, right? And people go, I don't want to pay 16,000. I'm like, if you only sell 2 houses a year, you're not going to pay, if you sell, you don't have to pay them 16 grand, right? If you only sell 2 houses a year, you might pay them $800 to be here all year. So only if you go making 100 grand a year, you're going to pay them 16 of it. But here's the cool thing. Once you cap, you go to 100%, right? So Dean, my son, and I, and like Elizabeth and a lot of our agents, if you hit that cap and you sell 20 more houses, or you hit that cap and you do 20 more leases, because no matter what it's got to be a transaction. If you cap and do 20 more transactions of any kind, eXp says, all right, Elizabeth, you're an icon. So they turn around and they give you the 16 grand back in the stock that's traded right there next to Tesla on the NASDAQ. So everybody that's balling out, they're going to earn their stock back. They're going to earn what they paid into the company back in full. Okay. If you cap and sell 20 houses. Now, when you hit that 100%, right, you pay what's called a capping fee. Okay. And the capping fee is $250. So I'm going to give you a real example of what Dean and I did here in Nashville. So last year, we had already capped, and we sold a $3.8 million house. Okay. The commission on that was $92,500. Okay. Because we had already capped, when we went to closing, we got $92,250. And we paid our cap fee of $250. So our check at closing was $92,250. The total commission was $92,500. So think about that. I always tell people, if you're ever at a brokerage that doesn't let you get to 100%, you're crazy not to figure something out, whether it's eXp or something else, man. Come on, right? You got to be able to get to 100%. Now, that's a really cool thing, Icon. And I tell everybody, we've built icons. We got one lady, I'll talk about her in a little bit, but we build the Terminators, right? I told my son when he got into the business with me, I said, look, I'm going to be hard as hell on you, bro. And I still am. He sold 47 houses last year. He's 26 years old. And I said, man, you got to keep rolling, dog. You know what? You're going to get bigger, stronger, faster every year. But here's the thing. Everybody pays $149 to join. Okay. And that includes your first month of $85 because the fee every month is $85. Now, I'm going to talk about some of the things we give you for $85. That's part of that are crazy. Okay. Just in a second. Now, each house you sell before you hit that cap, right, and go to 100%, you will pay a $25 transaction broker review fee. And the risk management fee is $60 per house, which is your E&O. And we have great E&O insurance that covers you big time. And but it's $60 risk management fee per deal. But on your 13th house or 13th whatever that you've paid the $60, it goes away on number 14. So your number 14, your number 15, your number 16, your number 116. You do not have the $60 fee on your deal. Okay. So that is what we've done. And I believe it's a phenomenal program for everybody. And now I'm going to talk about some of the other ways other than commissions. See, man, let me ask you a question. Okay. Do you think Gary Keller makes more money off commissions where he sells houses or owning the brokerage? What do you think? You think he's going to go do a open house this Sunday? Gary Keller Williams, he ain't going to do an open house. Okay. So why should he get all the ownership in the company other than the agents that are busting their butts? Right. See, I believe this is a liberation, right? I really do. I think this is just a liberation of agents saying, we want the same thing you got, Gary. Dave Leonard, I was at RE/MAX for 17 years. The 1 year I had a team, we sold 219 houses in 2006. He didn't give me one share of stock. He gave me a plaque. I threw a bunch of plaques away in my truck last year. I don't need a plaque. I want, you know what? Do something that's going to help my family. A plaque ain't going to do it. The EXP will still give you a plaque, but they'll give you 16 grand too. They'll give you stock. When you bring an agent to EXP and they sell their first house, you earn stock. When you sell your first house each year, you earn stock. When you cap each year, you earn stock. Already talked about the $16,000 icon. Cap, sell 20 more houses. Icon, they give you 16. Got to do a few things. Got to go to some conventions. Got to, you know, give back a little bit, like your time and helping other agents, but it's nothing. There's an agent equity program where you can take 5% of your commissions and you can buy stock at 5% off what they're selling it for on the NASDAQ. So we have people flipping stock. If you want to do that, great. Totally optional. You don't have to do it. It's all about what you want. It's your way of building. I always tell people, nobody does this the same way. Real estate is so different for each person. Let's find out what works for you guys and how you want to build it. I talk about the $85 a month. We give you a KV Core, which is a lead gen database CRM. To give you an example, I get it. Everybody's got a different opinion on CRMs. Oh, I use this one. I use that one. I use this one. The best CRM is the one you actually use. Dylan, the guy from Hawaii in the second slide, uses KV Core, okay? And he blows it out. I think this year he told me he actually doubled his transactions. I think he's like 600 or something stupid now in a year. Young guy kicking butt, right? It's just inspiring to me. If you've never heard of Regus, okay? Regus is 3,000 locations all over the world, office space, Class A, glass fronts, a receptionist, coffee and cappuccino machines. You can walk in any Regus in the entire world for free by being a part of eXp. Any of them. We were in South Africa and there was a Regus right below our hotel when we were speaking there. And we just walked in it, had some coffee, ran around, sat at the cool little tables, did some calls, went out and, you know, started touring Cape Town. So I love the fact that I was in downtown New York City one time. We took our kids to like the Broadway plays and stuff. And I said, man, I got to get some work done. I literally walked out of the hotel, walked across the street in Times Square, went up in the Regus, did a Zoom in it, did a Zoom in Regus in Times Square, free, right? So I'm telling you, that's worth more than $85 a month just right there. If you went and tried to buy that membership, it's well over $100 a month. It's like $120 a month just to have that. Forget anything else with the real estate company on the fee. So it's a phenomenal, phenomenal deal. Workplace by Facebook. We connect all 88,000 agents together through this, you know, where we're all communicating. We are sending a freaking boatload of referrals out to agents left and right because we're one big partner. See, if I send a referral to Svetlana that's out in Arizona and she sells a house, my stock goes up. What if she sends a referral to Elizabeth Monarch in Kentucky? Well, Elizabeth's stock goes up, her stock goes up. You see how we're partnered? There's a difference between what we're doing in other brokerages. And like I said, Bree, I told you this because I told you this morning when you were on our call, you're coming to eXp. That's it. It's not negotiable. You're too cool. You're ready to rock. You're coachable. You're coming. And so I always tell people, like, why is your business just designed to make money within a 100-mile radius of your dot? Like, we don't live in that world anymore. See, you might have went, you know, I mean, Rulon, take you for example. You wrestled with a lot of people all over the world, right? They might be a realtor. You're living in Utah. You might know a realtor that you were, you know, in athletics in Oklahoma City. And you might call them up and go, hey, bro, you got to, you know, jump on this Zoom, meet my boy, Jay Nelson. You know, he's my business partner. You know, he's at eXp. I want you to meet him and he'll explain eXp. You put your buddy from Oklahoma on the Zoom. I do exactly what I'm doing right now because I do this. This is how I roll. And he might go, man, I like eXp. I want to build. So all of a sudden you've built now if he sells a house in Oklahoma, you're getting paid on it in Utah. So you've got to think like that, right? You've got to think scale. How can I scale? How can I create leveraged residual all over the world, right? Gary Keller, you know what? Tomorrow morning, somebody in Bismarck, North Dakota is going to sell a house that Gary Keller does not know, and he's going to get paid on it. Why should it be for him and not you? That's what I say. Why should Dave Liniger, the owner of Remax, tomorrow morning, somebody in Columbia, South Carolina, is going to sell a house, and Dave's going to sit in his house next to Mike Shanahan's house, which is the second largest house in Colorado, and he's going to get paid. And when I saw this, I was like, man, I want what those cats have. And eXp's done that for me and my wife. Thank you, Jesus. Now I'm going to show you a little video of Glenn, our founder, and let him explain some stuff. I'm going to make sure I get this wrapped up on time because I know I'm going a little overboard, but here we go.
Everyone, Glenn Sanford here, founder of eXp Realty. And today I'm really excited to talk about a new initiative. Actually, it's an updated initiative. We'll call it 2.0. It's eXp Realty's RevShare 2.0 program. Obviously, in 2009, we set out to build the first company in the history of real estate where agents could actually earn income based on what would normally have went to the broker owner. By helping the brokerage expand, the revenue share program was born to really help agents build an additional stream of income to actually assist the brokerage in growing the brokerage.
See, here's the thing, guys. I personally believe in Glenn. I think he designed this for us. He saw what we were all doing. He was an agent. I mean, he was working at Yahoo Finance at one point, but he was actually an agent at Keller Williams. And he said, why do they get to own the brokerage and not these hardworking agents? And that's why he created eXp. And I really love the man. He's a great dude. Great dude. So what we did, and I'm going to tell you this is a lot of data, but I don't want to do the Cliff Notes. But here's what I do suggest. Please take a freaking screenshot of this. And go back and refresh yourself. You're welcome to reach out or whatever to any of us, and we can kind of help dial it in again. But I'm going to explain how we pay on deals that you don't sell personally. How do you make brokerage money, right? Okay, so what we did is forever we have taken half of the 16 grand, 16 grand is the max of what somebody pays. If they sell 2 houses, they might pay 800, right, for the year. If they sell 30 houses, they pay 16, right? So they take half of the money that's paid in on the 16 and they run the brokerage. They pay Elizabeth Monarch to be our baller broker in Kentucky because she wants to help people, right? So we have to run our company so your deals get funded, that the attorneys and the accountants on staff, like we have to run our company healthy. We can't run that short. So we take half of the money and run the company. They take the other 50% of the money and pay it out to you, me, Svetlana, Elizabeth, Yvette, Samantha. Okay? That's called revenue share. Okay? And I'm going to tell you guys it's lucrative. It ain't chump change. I mean, it's made us millions in the 7 years we've been here, millions. Okay? And I just thank God because Glenn created a really unselfish way of paying us, the agents. So let me explain this, and I hope I don't get you confused, but you're going to bring on agents on your level 1. Those are agents that you personally know, okay? You know these agents, okay? And you're going to bring them in and you know them, okay? When they sell a house, you're going to get paid a piece of that deal. 50% of it's going to go to run the company. The other 50 comes out in revenue share. And the agents that you bring in on level 1 are going to bring in agents on level 2. Agents on level 2 are going to bring agents on level 3. The 3s are going to attract the 4s. The 4s are going to bring on the 5s. 5s bring on the 6s, and the 6s bring on the 7. And it stops at level 7. But there is a percentage on each one of those levels that's paid out of the 16 grand. Okay? Now, I want you to look at this very closely. I had a guy on one of my Zooms about a month ago, and he had seen presentations. He had seen like 8 different people explain eXp. When I got done with my press, he said, nobody explained it better than you, Jay. And I said, man, I just don't want to half-ass it, right? And I said, so here's what we did. Look at the green percentages. You see where it's going down and it's all green. It says expansion share. 17.5%, 1%, 0.5%, 0.5%, 0.5%, 2.5%, 2.5%. Those are the green percentages of what you get off of each level if you build it out. Now, fan your eyeballs. Those are the default percentages. See, I don't want the default percentages. I want the blue percentages. Well, look at this. Look at level 2 real quick and fan your eyeballs from green percentage to blue. Would you rather get 1% on level 2 out of the 16 split 50-50? Or would you rather get 20% of the 16,000 split 50-50? Which one's better? A 20x pay raise or the one, right? Well, you guys know it's math, right? It's simple math. So the objective for eXp is how do I unlock and get paid on the blue levels? How can I help other people? See, I always tell people when they go, man, I'm so frustrated with this or that. I'm like, you're not helping enough people. Because in our model, you get paid really, really well to help other people. But no, you're not helping enough other people. You're not sharing eXp. You're not helping them. You're not helping them double their business. You're not helping them learn how to cap and icon. Like, start helping people, right? That's truly why I think we've been so successful, is I am so passionate. I've been doing this 27 years. I know how hard real estate is. I know how taxing it can be on all of us, okay? So I come from it from the same ballpark y'all play in. And I still play in. I still build projects, and I'm building projects in Puerto Rico. So I'm still doing real estate like all day, every day, right? So look at this, guys. How do we get to the blue percentages? Okay. I want you to look at the little middle green column, and it says 1 plus, 5 plus in black. It says 10 plus in black, 15 plus in black, 20 plus in black, 25 plus, 40 plus. Look at that. Those were the old, you see where it says old? Those were the old requirements on how to unlock the big money. So when I joined eXp, almost 8 years ago, in order to get to 20% of the 16,000 split 50-50, I had to put in 5+ producing agents. Like, we're not going to pay you to recruit an agent. We're going to pay you to recruit an agent and help them sell a house. We don't get paid one dime to recruit agents. We get paid money when they come to your brokerage as an owner and they sell. We only get paid to bring people and get paid when they get paid. Okay? So what happened is Glenn looked at this 1.5 years ago, and I had a lot of in-depth conversations with Glenn and all the heads of the company, because I'm really passionate. I don't have any desire to be worth like massive amounts of money. Like, I don't even care. Like, I want to just be happy with my wife and our kids and our grandkids and live a nice, fulfilled life and be on these Zooms and help y'all. I swear to God, I'm being real with y'all. Money doesn't motivate me. Okay. It helps have a good life, but it's not what I live for. So when you bring in now, Glenn, I said, Glenn, what can we do to help more agents make more money other than us? That's, swear to God. I said, how can we make it easier for Yvette and Samantha and Svetlana and Rulan and Igor, everybody? How can we make it better for y'all to make more money? Because, see, I believe we win when y'all win. So what he did, guys, he lowered those requirements to get to the blue percentages. See, you used to have 5 agents. You used to have 5 producers to get to 20%. Now you have 1 agent. It's already unlocked. How do you get unlocked in level 3? You only have to have 1 agent. You used to have 10. And you talk about a difference in pay for the agents that aren't even here yet. Here's what I tell agents that haven't joined eXp yet. I had to play on a 10-foot goal for 6 years. What Glenn did 1.5 years ago is he took the goal and said, hey, why don't you, let's let everybody else play on an 8-foot goal. Why did we do that? It's because we were doing really well as a company, and we decided, how are we going to pay agents more money? Seriously, that's who Glenn is. So guys, all of these things, go back and study them. Please take a screenshot and study that. Now, in the old comp plan, where a house would sell on a random, I don't know what the equation is. I actually got this from eXp. In a certain transaction where somebody sold a house, if you had an unlocked level 2, you were making $8.20 on that transaction in Hawaii and you live in Texas. Now on the same deal, it's 10 times more of a payout on level 2. Look at level 3. When he took those requirements away, what you would have earned $4.10 on, for the 6 years that I've been doing this, it's now, 15 times the money. So I'm telling you guys, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. The best time to join eXp and go to work is right now. Because the people you're going to bring on, it's easier for them to win. Okay? So I'm just really passionate. And I had a lot of, I was all about doing this. I was all about doing this. Not for me, but for everyone else. Because I just feel like God's blessed us, and I want to make sure we're blessing other people. That's what I just love that. When you bring on a capper, let's say you bring on a capping agent, they're going to pay you a $4,000 bonus. If you brought on 4 agents that cap each year, you're making an extra $16,000. That's on top of what we showed you in the rev share. And they pay it instantly. So if they close on Friday, they pay you rev share on Monday. We paid out $470 million in rev share and stock over the last 2 years. Just to give you an example, this is what Ashley and I did. This is how we got in the top 50 in the world. We brought on 49 agents on our level 1. So we knew 49 agents, or we went and had coffee with them. And we said, hey, come to eXp and we'll help you, right? The 49 said, yeah, okay, we're going to come. And then I said, well, hey, let's go help you build a rev share. So we took the 49 and we helped that 49 get 179. We helped the 179 get 263. We helped the 263 get 279. The 279 get 425, the 425, and the list goes on and on. Guys, there were months we were getting paid on over 1,000 houses in 1 month. Back when the interest rates were crazy low, right? So I'm telling you guys, and our agents sell, we sell houses. We don't just recruit people, we help grow them. Go out, people say, well, Jay, how'd you do it? How did you do it? How did Ashley do it? Well, what Ashley and I did is we went out and got 10, and then we made dang sure that we helped those 10 get their 10. So you go out and get 10, you help those 10 get 10 you don't know each. Your brokerage is now overriding 110 agents. I mean, it's scalability. I ask people all the time, would you rather make money off people you know or people you don't know? Well, ask Mark Zuckerberg that question. Do you think he built Facebook? He didn't build Facebook. He gave us a $5 website. You guys built Facebook. I built Facebook. Smart guy, right? You should be thinking like Mark Zuckerberg in real estate. I'm just telling y'all, build your brand. Put your name at the top of the sign. Dean and I have 1 billboard in Nashville. It's a good billboard, by the way. It's in a great probably the best location in Nashville. But people go, I see your billboards everywhere. We only got 1. But we're going to brand us at the top, right? eXp is our foundation. We're the house. We're the paint color on the front. We have 50 hours of live training a week, guys. I mean, everything you can think of, commercial, buying trailer parks, free. We have a whole commercial division, huge. You want to do commercial here at eXp? We embody it. Come let us talk to you about how you can do, grow into commercial if that's what you want. We're doing $70 million commercial deals through our company in California. We have a whole luxury division. We just brought on a girl from Compass. She's like, man, I'm getting so much better deal at eXp. And we have a great luxury program. We got ballers in this program. So if you want to do luxury, we got you. We have it in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, all over the world. Kurt Yang did a $40 million deal, one condo in New York. That's luxury, right? We got the Australia 20 millions and the 19 millions in Florida. And this is one of my favorite stories. Guys, I'm going to finish on time. I'm going to get really quick here. Chuck Fazio is a good friend of me and Ashley's. Great guy. Just love this man. Him and his wife are just amazing. They had a brokerage in Arizona that had 800 agents. Okay. And Chuck saw EXP just like you're seeing it on a Zoom. He's like, oh my God, they're going to let all the agents own the brokerage. I'm going to lose a lot of agents. So he came over and said, I'm going to come to EXP. And he went into the 800 agents and said, hey, guys, I'm taking the whole brokerage to EXP. I want you guys to, now you've been at my brokerage where it's just mine. Would you guys like to be my business partners? 500 of the agents said yes. 300 of them said, nope, we're out. So he lost 300. Now he's duplicated it in over 7,000 agents. Talk about taking two steps back to take 50 steps forward. You're making people partners. I'm not trying to recruit you to my brokerage. I'm trying to recruit you to our brokerage. Yours and mine. Okay? I'm passionate about this. We have the former number two Caldwell Banker agent in the world. We have 8 times the number 1 Keller Williams agent in the world, Tom Daves. We got ballers here. Like this morning, we had, 70 plus agents on the Zoom, and we're all pouring in. 20 of those 70 are doing 10, 20 million, $30 million a year in sales. And we're all just giving back to each other. That's the love of what we do. We got the number 1 Remax team 5 straight years in Canada at EXP. And we have all these ballers, and I could go on about the Don Weiner team that sells 2,600 houses a year and all these ballers. But look, it ain't about that. I mean, we have all those kind of guys and gals here, and we have the Joe Petersons that said, hey, this guy was, he was exploring all these other brokerages for 6 months. And once he said EXP, I was like, no, I'm going here. EXP is the bomb. And he brought 277 units a year. But guys, this is what also inspires me as agents that have never sold a house. I was a waiter when Brandon helped me at Remax, and I think it was 4 years later, I sold over 200 houses in a year with 6 guys on my team. And then most of my career has been as a solo because the team stuff, 2008, I went bankrupt. It was ugly. I was building a subdivision. It was nasty. I was digging change out of a freaking Grand Cherokee that I couldn't afford to fix. Like, it was ugly, man. My daughter my daughter's now 20. In 08, we lost our 4,000 square foot house. I was making crazy money. And my daughter, so as a baby, whatever, she's 4 or 5 years old. She's like, no, I want to go back to the big house. We were living in one of my rentals that was trashed by a bunch of rock singers that I was renting it to. But my point is, I said, man, I'm not going to stay down, man. I got to get back up and fight more. And now we're here. And I see people that come in here that have never sold houses. And I'm like, man, just believe and do the work. Like, all these people, I just get inspired by it. Christina, this was an agent. Hey, she had a $10 million listing. All these people were saying, you're a new agent. You're not good enough. I said, by God, you're doing it. Like, I remember her calling me and I was like, bull, you know what? I said, you're doing it. But I'm not that big. I said, I don't care. I'll help you. She double-ended that deal, guys. Took her 3 years to do it. Do the math on that. When she called me and said she sold it and double-ended it, I had tears running down my face. You want to know what inspires me? Is that. That changed people's lives. Fonda and Randy Hatmaker. She was on the call this morning. She was standing right here at my bar in my kitchen 6 years ago. Never sold a house in her life. Right there behind me. She sat on the Zoom this morning. Guys, Randy was working in a factory when I met her at the bar. She's going to sell 120 houses this year. Her team's going to sell over 300. I said we build Terminators. I'm not telling you. Look, I don't have, I've already been there, done that, 27 years of business. I have no desire to sell 300 in a year. I'd rather help you guys do it. But the bottom line is, what do you want? Whatever your goal is, let's get it. Let's go for it. We have an old agent advisory council at EXP. People like Maurice Murphy, another guy I know, he looked at what is the potential that I can build. The other brokerages were broken. He said, I can build something with eXp. Pamela and Frankie are commercial out of Vegas. They wanted to keep their brand, right? So they didn't want to give up their brand, so they came to eXp. Scott Brown came to eXp because his agents, he couldn't offer his agents health care. We have a whole healthcare program at eXp. There's just so many things. I mean, you got the millennials like Michelle. These millennials are different, guys. I'm 51 years old, right? These millennials, they're like, hey, I want to sell houses and travel all over the place. Like, they want to be mobile. They get the cloud. They're like, what? You go into an office? What? So what I'm telling you guys is you got to think where the ball's going. You got to, this lady owned one of the largest Remaxes in Tampa. I was with her, right? Me and Ashley, my wife, were with her before she came to EXP. I was saying the same stuff I'm saying to y'all. Sitting on a patio in Puerto Rico drinking wine. Ashley, me, Kendall. Like, this is what I do. This is my passion, is seeing people come over here and be successful. We have a whole VA division. Ruben Hernandez doing 50 million a year in VA. I loved this. I'm almost done, guys. I'm wrapping up right now. Matthew Berry said EXP is a no-brainer. That's what I feel about EXP. It's the same as Matthew. It's a no-brainer. And I love what we're doing. Last slide, guys. Last slide. Stephen and Sally Koss out of Boston. They own 31 Remaxes. When they launched their press release, this is what they said, and I love this quote. It just gets me fired up. We owned Remax offices, but we're now able to move away from the brick and mortar infrastructure. With eXp, we have access to groundbreaking real estate technology to better serve our agents and our clients. See, it's not just about the agents, it's about the clients too. Got to put them first, right? You don't put the clients first, you don't sell houses. You don't sell houses, we don't have a brokerage. Okay? But most importantly, we're able to thank our agents by providing them the same opportunities that we have. Ownership, right? Providing those agents, they own the 31 franchises. They didn't provide ownership for their agents, right? Able to make agents fellow shareholders and be able to build organizations of agents all over the world across markets. Guys, that's it. Skate where the puck's going. Come be a partner. Come be a shareholder. This is last. I'm opening it up for questions. People say, well, Jay, what's your, where's your, what do I need to look at next? Pull some of these websites. Take a picture of this. Go to some of these sites. Jay and Ashley Nelson is not about me and Ashley. It's 99% EXP and maybe 0.5% Jay and Ashley Nelson, right? There's our social media and all that stuff. You want to connect on all those things. Go to life.e. That's my favorite one, life.exprealty.com. I love that site. Great stories. Just Google us. Right there in the Google search bar, EXP. Google our stock, EXPI. And then go to town on YouTube, by God, please. Type these people's name in YouTube and watch some of their YouTubes. Tina Call, 1,200 houses a year. Veronica Figueroa sold 2,000 houses. I mean, I could go on and on and on. These people love EXP like me. All right, questions. I'm done.